Before you start this job, you want to bring the vehicle to a local garage so that you can have the AC refrigerant extracted from the vehicle so that you can safely complete this repair. Take this panel off, use a trim tool, take these trim clips off. Pop that up. There is some trim clips holding that on, and you can just tip this up like that. Use a 10mm socket, take this bolt out and all these bolts out. Underneath the vehicle, near the wheel wells, we're going to take these two screws out. Use a Phillips head screwdriver. Take those out. You can do the same on the other side. Take these bolts out, use a 10mm socket. Then all along the front, there's these 7mm screws. Take all those out. And grab this panel and slide it down. Take these 3 screws out. Use a Phillips head screwdriver. Slide this back. There's a screw right here. Use a 7mm socket. Take that out. Then you can grab this panel and just slide it out like that. Do the same on the other side. And just lift up a little bit. It's just held on here a little bit. And just pull this back. Disconnect this connector right here on this side. If you could reach up before you pulled the bumper off, you can disconnect it then. Just pry that tab back, push on the button, disconnect it. Then there's a hose that goes to the headlight washers. You can disconnect that right here. Just slide the hose out. You might want to plug that up just so it doesn't spill washer fluid everywhere. Now take a trim tool and pop these off. It's just some push pins. They're just holding these pieces on. You can just move these out of the way. If you want, you can pop it off completely. You can do the same on this side. This will slide out. Now we're going to take the lines off that go to the condenser. It's very important then you wear safety glasses just in case there's any pressure in there, although there shouldn't be because you already had the refrigerant extracted. Use a 13mm socket, take this nut off. Just pull this hose back a little bit before I take the nut completely off. And there's really no pressure in there, so that's good. And then down below, then take these two bolts off on both sides. Use a 10mm socket. Now grab the condenser and slide it up and slide it down. And it comes right out. On the new condenser, there's a couple covers right here and here. You want to take those off. Just use a 13mm socket. And there's a little bit of pressure behind there. That's just to keep the moisture out. So it's always a good idea to wear safety glasses. Take that off and take the other one off. You want to take these seals off right here and down below. It's the same. And just replace these seals with new ones. Take the new studs, take one of the old nuts, put it on backwards on the thicker part of the threads, and then another one on this part. Then take two wrenches, 13mm wrench, and just snug that up. That way you can install the stud. And just snug it down. It should be good. You can loosen this up. Take the nuts off. And do the same on the other one. Now slide this underneath. And these are going to go in the slots on the radiator right here. And on this side. Oh, I gotta move it over. And put the bolts in. And just snug those down, not too tight. Hook the AC lines up with the new seals on there. And put the nuts on. Now I'm going to torque the nuts to 16 foot-pounds. Now take these panels, these shields, and slide them in position. Push the push pins in, up top and down below. There's one in there, and right here. Do the same on the other side. Now I'm going to hook up the washer fluid hose. Push that back in. And connect the connector for the fog lights and front bumper. lock that in. I'll pick the bumper up. And just slide it in position. Should be able to lock it in right here first. Get the sides lined up. Oops. Make sure the hose doesn't get caught in here. Put that underneath. And do the same on the other side. And pull this back, put this screw in. Snug it up. Now push this panel back in place and put these screws in and tighten them down. And then you can do the same on the other side. Now take this panel, just line it up underneath. And get these bolts started. And snug those down. On the side, put these screws in. And tighten them down. And do the same on the other side. Now all along the perimeter here, you want to put these screws in. Get those all started. Tighten those all down. Get these bolts started. Now just tighten them down. And take this top cover, flip it around, line it up, push the push pins in, slide that back on. After you're done, make sure you go back to that shop that you had the refrigerant extracted and have it recharged.